Can we see people?
So, simplify, distribute, combine like terms, alright? Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is distribute this -2. So negative 2 times 4 is -8. Negative 2 times 1b is negative 2b. And then I have another parenthesis to distribute. 4 times 1b is 4b. And 4 times -5 is negative 20. And then I'll look for like terms. Yep.
Okay, so.
Yeah. So after I distribute, like terms are these b's and these numbers. So negative 2b plus 4b is 2b. And negative 8 minus 20, that's negative 28. Now that's an expression, it has no equal sign. We can't solve it because it's not equal to anything. Alright, that's just simplifying, distributing and combining like terms. Alright, 2 and 3, graph each ordered pair on the graph. So remember, ordered pairs are x comma y. The x-axis is horizontal, the y-axis is vertical. So on A, -4, -8. So I'm going to go on the x-axis to -4, and then on the y-axis down to -8, which my graph only goes to -7. X comma y, so -4.
Why'd you go up?
-8, because they're negative.
Oh, okay.
Left and down is negative.
Got it.
And then -1, 3. So now I'll go left to -1, but up to +3 on the y-axis. All right, homework questions from the worksheet. Anybody? Yeah.
We put -28 plus 2b, was that wrong?
No, that's fine. It's technically right. It's not grammatically correct, right? Because everything should always be in standard form, highest to lowest exponent. But it's fine.
Oh, did you see me venture in here? You didn't see that or hear that? Well,
This is not my fault.
Noli
This is
Poly
all
back
you.
there, I forgot that, you had a class right now. So I got back across her and I decided to just stroll in here, stare at the heads in the classroom because I forgot you had a class.
I heard the door open, but I just didn't.
Noli Poly back there just watched me do it.
That's funny.
Also,
You got a question, Eli?
It's a funny story.
No, we don't have time because the video's going.
I want to hear it.
No, not right now.
Did
All
I
right.
really just?
Seriously, any homework questions?
Oh my God.
All right, yes, Simon.
Did we have to do both sides?
Just the evens.
I have a question.
Did we have to do 1-3 and 1-2?
Just the
Goobers.
evens. Just bring it to me later. It's okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I tell one funny story?
No.
Yes.
All right, make sure your name's on it and pass it up.
I have a question. How did you
Just-
know 100?
Oh, number 8. Number
Oh,
8.
yeah.
Start at the end.
Well,
Number 8, Miss
Wilson.
Wilson.
Oh, count.
Wilson.
Number 8.
Sorry.
Number 8.
Positive.
Thank you. Miss Wilson, I have a question.
Okay.
I have 190% in your class.
Yeah, everybody has over 100% because I
had
put in the
108 last year.
syllabus, and the syllabus was bonus points. Yeah.
108 last year. In this. No, what?
I had a 99.
Miss Wilson, your favorite little soldier.
Do you turn off your calculator? Calculate the door.
All right, so today we're moving into solving equations. Today and tomorrow, that's what we're going to work on. So we're going to refresh ourselves on 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step, and so on. All right, so like I said, so far this year, all we worked on was expressions. They were not equal to anything, therefore we could not solve them. Today we're going to start off with some equations, and the difference is an equation has an equal sign. Therefore, I'm going to be able to actually solve it. So the actual definition of an equation is a statement that has 2 expressions. It's supposed to say that are equal. All right, so an equation would be like 3x plus 2 equals 8. That would be an equation. It's got an equal sign. The solution of the equation is the value of that variable that makes it true. All right, so the answer to this one is 6. Wait, no. 2. The 8 minus 2 is 6, done. So the answer to this one is 2. And then to know if that's the correct solution or not, you could plug it back in. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. That's how we know that it's a true solution of that equation when you plug it back in and check it. Inverse operations are operations that undo each other. So what undoes subtraction? Addition. What undoes multiplication? Division. What undoes square rooting?
Division. No.
No.
Squaring.
Yes, I'm squaring. Squaring and square rooting undo each other. Okay, so when you're solving an equation, you use opposite inverse operations to solve. I'll give you a second if you're writing those down. If you already know them, you don't have to write them down. I remember I always say that you don't have to write down everything that's up there
You
So
just
you have to
said
write
you
down the
should write
highlighted.
everything down last week, you told us.
that you don't know. And you should always write down all the
Oh,
examples.
well, I'm just gonna write them down.
Okay.
I already have two, why not add them?
You have a good breakfast this morning, Miss Wilson?
Yeah, I had a protein drink. I don't want to talk about it. Yummy.
So she really wants to talk about it.
Alright, so the directions for equations are to just solve. Alright? Solve. And you should know that that means you're going to try to get the x by itself. So we're going to reintroduce ourselves to equations with some one-step ones. Alright, so even if you know the answer, don't yell it out. Pretend like you don't. Alright, so x plus 4 equals negative 12. You're always looking to get the variable by itself. So last year, we usually drew lines through our equal sign to help us distinguish sides. Alright, but I'm looking to get x by itself on this side of the equations, which means I need to get rid of the plus 4, and the opposite to undo add 4 is
Minus 4.
minus 4. So whatever I do one side of an equation, I have to do to the other side to keep it balanced. So 4 minus 4 is 0. So I'm left with x equals negative 12 minus 4. That's negative 16. And you can always check if it's a correct solution by plugging it back in. Negative 16 plus 4, is that negative 12? Yes. Alright, the next one, 5x equals 10. Alright, so I'm looking at it. I know that x has to be by itself. What operation is between the 5 and the x?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. It's being multiplied by 5, so to undo it, I would divide by 5 on both sides. So 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 1x is the same thing as just x. And 10 divided by 5 is 2. And you can mentally check it. 5 times 2, is that 10? Yeah. All right, you all try these two. Alright, so on C, I'm trying to get x by itself, so I need to add 7, because negative 7 plus 7 is 0, so x equals 5. Alright, I'm trying to get x by itself on that second one. What should I do? Multiply by 2, because this is a division. Divide by 2, so the opposite is to multiply by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so they cancel out, and 2 times 4 is 8. Alright, so now we're going to move to some bigger ones. Now, last year, these were the same steps that you wrote down that I made up out of the book, or I made up not from out of the book. So, to solve a multi-step equation, step 1 is to make sure that you distribute and combine like terms on each side of the equal sign. So you're going to simplify each side of the equal sign before you start moving stuff around. Right? And that's the part where most people make mistakes. They try to move things from one side to the other before simplifying. Step 2, get all your variables on one side. So it doesn't matter which side you decide to move the x's to, it's fine as long as you do the correct opposite operation. Step 3, isolate the term with the variable. Step 4, isolate the variable. And step 5 is to check it. You can mentally check it. You can use your calculator to check it, but you should be checking them because there's no reason to miss them. Okay. All right, so I'll give you a minute if you want to write those down, but they're not in your book for later, Nolly Polly.
You should write them down.
Actually, I'm in class we're walking through.
No one's wearing pants, in case anybody wanted to know.
Oh my god.
And
I
the
know.
ones that actually fit.
Whoa.
Is that a funny story?
No.
Yes.
At the end.
I think people over here would like to hear
This is going on my YouTube channel like you all did on e-learning.
Well,
Yeah, that was
that's
horrible.
cool because
That was awful.
Why don't they just get on a Zoom call?
I mean, I could,
That'd be easier. Yeah.
but they just are out to like, today was the first day that most of them were out, so I haven't had time to like set that up with them yet.
Your son cried a lot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
yeah.
He's just
Because he's
growing.
obsessed with me.
He's just growing.
It's because he's obsessed with
I
Who's
think
obsessed
so.
with you?
my
He's your
child.
son, so I mean.
me. Literally, he.
In one of your videos, it sounded like a horror movie was going on in the background because there was a bunch of screaming and.
Thudding.
Oh, he was watching The Walking Dead.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, he's obsessed with Halloween stuff. He likes anything that's got zombies.
So was
He likes
the one
witches.
How old is
or
he?
was it the Walking Dead screaming?
Isn't
It
he
was
like
probably
2?
He'll be 3 on September 11th.
That's normal for you.
Guys, stop it. No, we're
Alright, so the only directions they're going to give you is to solve, nothing else. You're going to have to remember the order that you're supposed to simplify them in and solve to get the x by itself. So we're going to start off small here. Alright, so I'm going to look at it. I'm going to draw my line down the equal sign because that helps a lot of us. And I'm going to look at one side at a time. Simplify one side and then look at the other side and simplify it. So let's start here. Can I distribute?
Yes.
Yes, because there's parentheses. So I'm going to do 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Do I have any like terms over there?
No.
No. So now I can look at the other side of my equal sign. No parentheses, no like terms, so I can go ahead and just drop that down. So after I just simplify each side, now I'm going to get all the variables on one side. Sometimes there's going to be an x on the other side of the equal sign. In this case, they're already on the same side. That's the only x that there is. Step 3, isolate the term with the variable. So that means I'm going to get the 4x alone, which means I need to get rid of the minus 12. So I'm going to add 12. So that'll be 4x equals 28. Step 4, isolate the variable. So now let's get the x alone, divide by 4, and x does equal 7. And check them. Yes.
So if we can like see it right off the bat, we still have to do all that.
Yes. Check it. 7 minus 3 is 4, and 4 times 4 is 16,
You
so
don't
it's
have to
right.
show your work with check.
You don't have to show your work to check it mentally or use your calculator. I don't care. But yes, Eli, all your work. Alright, this one. Alright, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to start here. This is a 1G, so I'm going to put my 1 in there. Alright, so looking on this side, do I have any parentheses to distribute?
No.
Are these like terms?
No.
No. Do I have any parentheses over here to distribute? Are these like terms? No. So now I go on to step 2. Get all your variables on one side. So if Devin wants to move them to the right side and Emma wants to move them to the left side, nobody cares. What did I always move?
I have no
The
idea.
smaller one. I always move the smaller one to the other side just because I'm thinking about inequalities. It'll be easier when we do inequalities to move the smaller one. So I'm going to move the 1G over here. It's positive 1G, so I'm going to subtract 1G. So 1 minus 1 cancels out, so I'm left with negative 15 equals 2G minus 1G is just 1G or just G, because 1G and G are the same thing, right?
Yep.
All right, and then it's a two-step equation. Isolate the 1G, so I'm going to get rid of the minus 23 by adding 23. 1G is G, so I'm just going to write G. And negative 15 plus 23 is 8. Now, if I was going to check this one, where would I plug that 8 back in?
G.
Which one?
Both.
Both of them. So 8 minus 15, negative 7. 2 times 8, 16. 16 minus 23 is negative 7. So negative 7 equals negative 7. That's the right answer. All right, we're going to do a few more together. All right. So once again, we're going to look at each side separately before we start moving stuff around. All right, so let's look at the left side of the equal sign. Do you see a parenthesis to distribute?
Yes.
Yes, so that's where I'll start. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 4, that's negative 12. Before you look at the other side of the equal sign, you need to ask yourself, are there any like terms? Are there?
No.
Yes,
Well,
these
yeah,
numbers. These numbers are like terms. So I need to put them together before I start moving things. So negative 3x, and I'm not moving them to the other side of the equal sign, so I do what it says. Negative 12 plus 2 is negative 10. So that left side is now simplified. Let's look at the right side. No parentheses, no like terms, so I can just drop that down. And now it's a two-step equation. So isolate the negative 3x, so let's add the 10. So that's negative 3x equals 18. And then I'll divide by negative 3. And x equals negative 6. All right, I'm going to check it. Negative 6 plus 4. Come on.
-2.
Negative 2 times negative 3.
6.
And 6 plus 2 is? Bingo. Right, you could plug that right in your calculator, and then it'll tell you a date. All right, one more together. All right, so once again, look at each side separately. So I'm only looking at the left side right now. Taylor, you having some problems? There's one right there if you want to use. Alright, so I see on the left side parentheses, so let's start there. So 3 times y is 3y. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Are those like terms?
No.
No, so that side simplified. Over here, no parentheses. Are these like terms?
No.
No, so that side simplified. So now I can go ahead and go on to step 2. Put all my y's on one side. Doesn't matter which side. I always move the smaller one, so I'm going to move that 3y. So how would I move the 3y to the other side?
By subtracting.
Subtracting it. Remember, we always say the sign in front's the sign that you use. There's no sign in front of that 3y, which means it's positive, so I'm going to subtract it. So subtract 3y, subtract 3y. So that's negative 9 equals 6y minus 3y. That's 3y, and it's positive, so I'm going to put a plus in front of it. And that negative 27. All right, now it's just a two-step equation. Isolate your 3y, so I'm going to get rid of the negative 27 by adding 27. Negative 27 plus 27 is 0, so I'm left with 3y. 9 plus 27, negative 9 plus 27 is 18. Divide by 3, and y is 6. Nolan, you going to show all that work on your homework?
At least he's honest.
He will. What else?
No, he'll text me.
He'll
How
text
do
you,
you
you just look at the
do
camera.
you just
What?
allowed
You're
your
gonna
homework?
down.
Can
You're
you
like-
help me?
you're gonna-
Pull a
you're gonna
document.
show your work on your paper?
Yeah,
You
he
going to
was
show
like-
your
he
work
was
on your
like-
homework? You better.
He was like,
All right, do this one by yourself.
Will you do it by yourself?
I just did 4 by myself.
No, I helped you. Wow.
Alright, so on this one, I distribute first. 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 4 is 8. They're not like terms. No like terms are distributing over there. Two-step equation. Subtract your 8 to isolate your 2x. So 2x equals negative 2. Divide by 2. And x is negative 1. Alright, try this one.
Oh my gosh, I had a hiccup. Did I do something wrong?
No, this one comes out as a nice decimal.
Okay. Can you leave the instruction?
Yeah, you can leave as a reduced fraction. Alright, so looking at it, no parentheses, but I do have like terms here. So 4b minus 2b is 2b. And remember, I'm not doing the opposite because they're on the same side of the equal sign. Negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3. Alright, it's a two-step equation, so add the 3. So that's 2b equals 3, divide by 2, and b is 3/2. I would also accept 1 1/2, 1.5. All three of those are acceptable, okay? You'll notice that most standardized tests, though, they'd use 3/2 as an answer choice. 1.5 and 1 1/2 wouldn't be there if it was multiple choice. Alright, try this one. And we'll move on to the last slide.
No, not that. I just can't stop shaking.
Oh, I thought that was on.
Because he's not here, so it makes me anxious. He's the ratings as to getting education you can apply to system and raven thingy.
Alright, so distribute. So 3 times 2x is 6x, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Are these like terms? No, I can go on to the other side. Do you have parentheses? Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 9 is negative 18. Do I have any like terms on that side?
Yes.
These x's, 11 minus 2, that's 9x. Please, please, please make sure you're combining like terms before you start moving stuff. Alright, now I can put all my x's on one side. I always move the smaller one, so positive 6x, I'm going to subtract 6x. So that's negative 3 equals 9 minus 6, that's 3x. And then it's a two-step. Add the 18. So that's going to be 3x equals 15. Divide by 3, and x is 5. Are there any questions about solving an equation? Alright, we talked last year in Algebra 1 about if you don't get an answer, something special could happen. What were those two special things? No solution and all solution. And what did I tell you would happen if it was going to be no solution or all solution? All the variables cancel out. Good job, Nolan. All the variables have to cancel out in order for you to be able to write no solution or all solution. Okay? So real quick, Okay? Then it could be, cancel out. Then it could be no solution or all solution. Yep.
Can I get to see?
So no solution would look something like 3 equals 7. 3 doesn't equal 7. That's why it would be a no solution. All solution would look like something 2 equals 2, which is true. But in order for you to be able to write all or no solution, all the variables must be gone from the problem. Okay? Alright. Now, the directions in the book look a little wonky, so we're going to talk about those. In the book, it says, is the equation always, sometimes, or never true? When they say the word always, they're talking about all solution. When they say the word sometimes, they mean that you're actually getting an answer. And when they say never true, they're saying no solution. So if you can't remember that, that might be something to write down. So always, sometimes, or never true. Always is all solutions. Sometimes is when you actually get an answer. Never true is no solution. And all these problems will be mixed together.
Good labeling machine.
A labeling machine?
You have to label them this year. Like,
Oh, no, you just, if it's an answer, it's an answer. You don't have to tell me sometimes. But if it's no solution or all solution, you do have to write that next to it. But that will only happen when all the variables are gone. All right, so solve this one. This one could have an answer. It could be no solution. It could be all solution. I don't know. But make sure you show your work. Alright, so combine your like terms because there's no parentheses. 11 minus 7 is 4. Over here, no parentheses, but 6x minus 3x is 3x. After that, move all your variables to one side, so I'm going to subtract 3x. So 3 minus 3 is gone. Uh-oh, 3 minus 3 is gone. All my variables canceled out, so I should either write no solution or all solution.
No.
No solution. 4 does not equal 5. Alright, last one. Eli, last one, buddy.
oh, doing something.
Yeah. But remember, you left your eggs on. I think that's what the problem is. Will that help?
Alright, so no parentheses, but I do have some like terms. 6 minus 2, that's 4x. Over here, 4 plus 1, that's 5. Put all your variables on one side. So 4 minus 4 is gone. I'm left with 5. Oh, 4 minus 4 is also gone. All my variables canceled out. So this one is
All solutions.
all solution because 5 is equal to 5. All right, are there any questions about solving equations? All right, we're going to save the last slide for tomorrow because we're going to work on this for 2 days anyway. So homework, we'll scribble these 2 out. Are these 8 questions? So we got about 10 minutes. There's no reason that you can't get pretty much started on it. It's only 8 questions, so. Peace out. With me, with my